Islam, Islamism. Happy holy night, happy holy day. I am your Sheikess, Dolores Streeter Logan Ill, and I will be facilitating our holy night conference call. The date is December the 16th, 2022 by the Gregorian calendar. Our holy night call is sponsored by the Moorish Science Temple, the Divine and National Movement of North America Incorporated, 13, Moorish American National Republic. First, I would like to rise to my highest heights, giving all perfect praise to our Mother, Father, God, Allah, honoring our ancestors, known and unknown, recognizing prophets Jesus, Muhammed, Buddha, Confucius, and our last prophet, Noble U.S.A, in his first, second, and third form. Extending honors to our National Grand Sheikh, Joe and Bay, all the national officials, all Sheikesses, Sheiks, Deputy Chief. It's fine with it. The commentary meant for me, I didn't hear or understand it. Recognizing all Sheikesses, Sheiks, Deputy Sheikesses, all the members, guests, and everyone on this call. Greet you with Islam. Happy holy day, happy holy night. Shabbat shalom, Shabbat shalom, Shabbat shalom. This time, we will stand facing the east. Those that are able, stand facing the east. We will our heels together, toes separated at a 45-degree angle, upper arms parallel to the floor, forearms perpendicular, 5 fingers erected together on our right hand, 5 fingers erected together on our left hand, 2 fingers erected together on our right hand, as we stand in our missionary position. Can you mute the person out that has the mic open? Islam? Yep, can I be heard? Islam, can I be heard?
Yes, sister, Islam.
Thank you, sister. This time I will be reading the Divine Constitution and Bylaws. The crescent star of salvation, the all-seeing eye of the law, the handpress of unity. Moorish Science Temple of America, Divine Constitution and Bylaws, by Noble U.S.A, founder. Act 1. The Grand Sheikh and the Chairman of the Moorish Science Temple of America is in power to make law and enforce laws with the assistance of the Prophet and the Grand Body of the Moorish Science Temple of America. The Assistant Grand Sheikh is to assist the Grand Sheikh in all affairs if he lives according to love, truth, peace, freedom, and justice. And it is known before the members of the Moorish Science Temple of America. Act 2. All meetings are to be opened and closed promptly according to the Circle 7 and love, truth, peace, freedom, and justice. Friday is our holy night, our holy day of rest, because on a Friday the first man was formed in flesh, and on a Friday the first man departed out of flesh and ascended unto his Father God, Allah. For that cause, Friday is the holy day for all Muslims all over the world. Act 3. Love, truth, peace, freedom, and justice must be proclaimed and practiced in all members by all members of the Moorish Science Temple of America. Danger or accuse falsely his brother or sister on any occasion at all that may harm his brother or sister, because God, Allah is love. Act 4. All members must preserve these holy and divine laws, and all members must obey the laws of the government, because by being a Moorish American, you are a part and parcel of the government and must live the life accordingly. Act 5. This organization of the Moorish Science Temple of America is not to cause any confusion or to overthrow the laws and constitution of the said government, but to obey hereby. Act 6. With us all, members must proclaim their nationality, and we are teaching our people their nationality and their divine creed, that they must know that they are a part and parcel of this said government, and know that they are not Negroes, colored folks, black people, or Ethiopians, because these names were given to slaves by slaveholders in 1779 and lasted until 1865 during the time of slavery. But this is a new era of time now, and all men now must proclaim their free national name to be recognized by the government in which they live and the nations of the earth. This is the reason why Allah, the great God of the universe, ordained Noble Drew Ali, the prophet, to redeem his people from their sinful ways. The Moorish Americans are the descendants of the ancient Moabites who inhabited the northwestern and southwestern shores of Africa. Act 7. All members must promptly attend their meetings and become a part and parcel of all uplifting acts of the Moorish Science Temple of America. Members must pay their dues and keep in line with all necessities of the Moorish Science Temple of America. Then you are entitled to the name of faithful. Husband, you must support your wife and children. Wife, you must obey your husband and take care of your children and look after the duties of your household. Sons and daughters must obey father and mother and be industrious and become a part of the uplifting of fallen humanity. All Moorish Americans must keep their hearts and minds pure with love and their bodies clean with water. The divine covenant is from your holy prophet, Noble Drew Ali, through the guidance of his Father God, Allah. Islam, that is the reading of the divine constitution and bylaws. This Islam, Sheikh Street of Logan Hill, Revising. Questionnaire and additional laws for the Moorish American by the Prophet Noble Drew Ali. Act 1. Grand sheikhs and governors and heads of all temples, all businesses, each said temple must be approved by the Prophet upon by any members. Let it be finance, property, or any line of life that will cause the members to sacrifice finance, etc., that will cause the support of any group of members. Any former officer that violates these laws is subject to be removed from his office under heavy restriction, etc., by the Prophet or the Grand Sheikh. Act 2. All members are to attend their DAT meetings and their public meetings promptly. If a member is found standing around on their meeting period, shall be fined 50 cents on the first case, and on the second, he will be fined $1, which will go on your emergency fund. If member is working, his monthly dues must be paid. And if he has money in the bank, he must subscribe for as much as he is able to the Moorish Uplifting Fund, because it takes finance to uplift the nation. Act 3. It is it it is lawful and divine duty of every good member, if he is able to in finance, to aid me in saving the nation, and if he does not, he is an enemy to the cause of uplifting his own people, and justice must catch you. Let it be he or she according to love, truth, peace, freedom, and justice, as I have the power invested in my hands, and I will have to enforce the law in order to save the nation. Act 4. All members, while making a public speech, must not use any assert, assertion against the African flag or speak radical against the church or any member of any organized group, because we are to teach love, truth, peace, freedom, and justice. Act 5. All members must promptly attend their meetings and send their children to Sunday school, and the teacher must confirm himself to the questionnaire, and let every member exercise his five senses who is able to do so, because out of your Sunday school comes the guidance of the nation. Act 6. With us, all members must proclaim their nationality, and we are people that their divine creed, that they must know that they are a part and parcel of this said government, and know that they are not Negroes, colored folks, black people, or Ethiopians, because these names were given to slaves by slaveholders in 1779 and lasted until 1865 during the time of slavery. But this is a new era of time now, and all men now must proclaim their free national name to be recognized by the government in which they live and the nations of the earth. This is the reason why Ali, the great God, Allah, the great God of the universe, ordained Noble Drew Ali, the prophet, to redeem his people from their sinful ways. The Moorish Americans are the descendants of the ancient Moabites, whom inhabited the northwestern and southwestern shores of Africa. Act 7. All members must promptly attend their meetings and become a part and parcel of all uplifting acts of the Moorish Science Temple of America. Members must pay their dues and keep in line with all necessities of the Moorish Science Temple. Then you are entitled to the name of faithful. Husband, you must support your wife and children. Wife, you must obey your husband and take care of your children and look after the duties of your household. Sons and daughters must obey father and mother and be industrious and become a part of the uplifting of fallen humanity. All Moorish Americans must keep their hearts and minds pure with love and their bodies clean with water. This divine covenant is from your holy prophet, Noble Drew Ali, through the guidance of his Father God Allah. Islam, that is the reading of the additional laws. At this time, um, we will have a check-in. At this time, anyone who would like to identify yourself and check in, please
Islam,
Islam.
Islam, Shigas, the Lord, Steve, the Lord, all is well.
All is well, Deputy Chief. All is well with you.
All is truly well, and giving thanks. Good to hear your vibration is creation.
Thank you.
Islam. Islam family, this is your good brother, Deputy Chief, Mainstream Gray Bay, 44, currently yelling out of the Massachusetts Commonwealth. Just like to wish all the Moors on the call, and all the Muslims around the world, happy holy day, holy night. Shabbat shalom, Shabbat shalom, Shabbat shalom. Islam, peace.
Islam. Good to hear your vibration, Deputy Chief. Mainstream Gray Bay, 44. Islam, check in, still open.
Islam.
Islam.
Islam. This is Tanika Sanders, Laughlin Bay, calling from Texas Republic. I just would like to greet all of you and say happy holy day. It's great to be on the call. Islam.
Islam, the Sheik is Lawson Bay. It's here to hear. Good to hear your vibration on the call. Islam.
Islamism, royal sister.
Islam, Ray, your brother.
Yes, yes. Give thanks for your vibration. I'm trusting all with you and your royal family.
That's it.
Yes, yes. Well, this is your brother Sheikh Bay and family. Called to the Florida Republic. Wishing all Moors, Muslims. Bless the holy day, bless the holy night. Shabbat shalom, Shabbat shalom, Shabbat shalom. East, west, north, and south worldwide. The works right now, but just tuning in, giving thanks for the vibration and rejuvenation. Islam and light return the floor to the royal moderator, our royal sister, Sheikess, Logan Ill, bless, bliss.
Yes. Good to hear your vibration, Sheik Cook Day. Oh, Islam. Islam. You have the floor.
Islam, Mark Sturtevant Bay, Wayne County, Michigan Republic. How you doing tonight, Sheikah?
All is well, brother. All is well with you?
All is truly well. All is truly well. Thank you for asking. But first, I want to rise to my highest of heights, giving thanks and praise to the Mother, Father, God, Allah. I want to give honor to the Prophet, Noble Ali, for his teachings. Where would I be without them? Also, want to give honors to the forerunner, Marcus Garvey, for paving the way with his great works and deeds. Also want to give honors to Sheikesses, deputy sheiks and deputy sheikesses, and Moors all over the world. Also want to give honors to our illustrious National Grand Sheik, Joel Breton Bey. Happy Holy Night to all. Islam, peace.
Islam. Good to hear your vibration, brother Wimbush Gray. Good to hear you on the call. Islam.
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 All is well.
All is well.
That's good to hear. That's good to hear. This is your good brother, Jermaine Michael Fowler, ill, calling out of the New Jersey Republic. Wish all the Moors and Muslims across the world a happy holy day, a happy holy resurrection. Shabbat shalom, Shabbat shalom, Shabbat shalom.
Islam. Good to hear your vibration, brother Fowler. Islam.
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 Islam, Sheikah, can I be heard?
You can be heard, brother. You have the floor.
Islam family. This is Brother Justin Levi Ill and family out of the Louisiana Republic. Happy Holy Night. Juma Mubarak, Shabbat Shalom. Peace and love. Checking in. Peace.
Islam. Good to hear your vibration, brother Levi. Good to have you on the call. Islam.
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 Islam. All is well with you, Sheikahs?
All is well, brother Guriel. All is well with you?
Yes, all is truly well with me and the family. Islam family, this is brother Gorel and sister Gorel calling from the Massachusetts Republic. I'd like to wish all the Moors on the call happy holy day, happy holy night, Islam, and peace.
Islam. Good to hear your vibration, brother Guriel, and good to have you and sister Guriel on the call. Islam.
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 Islam. Sheikh Loganil. How do you feel?
All is well. I feel better. All is well.
Islam. Islam. I like to first. This is Sheikh Lawrence Young Bay, Aloe, North Carolina Republic, National Treasurer and Divine Minister. I'd like to wish all the Moors on the call and all of those who wish they could be on the call, all the Moors around the world. Excuse me. The sister now is present but she's currently checking on her granddaughter, a great-granddaughter that is. Islam, Islam, Islam.
Islam, Sheikh Young Bay. Good to hear your vibration on the call, and good to know that Sheikis is on the call also. Islam.
Islam.
Peace and love, family. Islam.
Islam, peace and love, sister. You have the floor.
Thank you. This is Tina Noy from Manitoba Republic of Northern Canaan land. Just checking in. Wishing all Moors happy holiday.
And thank you, sister.
Islam.
I apologize. It's cutting you off. Welcome to the call. Good to hear your vibration on the call, sister. Islam. Is still open?
Islam Sheikahs.
Islam.
We have 21 participants on the call. Islam.
Yeah, Islam. Thank you, Deputy Chief. Mainstream Radio 44. Okay. Anyone else would like to check in?
Islam.
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 Have the floor.
Islam always.
Islam, brother.
Islam.
Islam.
I heard you, Islam. Okay. This is how you doing, Sheikah?
All is well. How are you, brother?
All is well, this is your brother Reginald Perry Bay calling out of the Davidson County, Tennessee Republic. Just like to say happy holy night to all the Moslems on the call, and peace.
Islam. Good to hear your vibration, brother Perry Bay. Islam.
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 This is Cynthia Ridgeway Bay, calling from the New York Republic. I'd like to wish everyone on the call happy holy night. And to all the Muslims around the world, a happy holy night as well. Islam and peace.
Islam, Sister Ridgeway Bay. It's good to hear your vibration on the call. Islam. Anyone else like to check in at this time? Tonight we're going to continue with our
Islam.
Islam.
I give honor to Allah, next unto his most holy and divine prophets, Prophet Noble Jew Ali, Prophet Noble Jew Ali reincarnated, and all the many blessings he bestows upon us. This is Sister Carol Jones Bay calling from the D.C., Maryland, Virginia area. Happy holy day. Peace.
Islam, Sister Jones Bay. Good to hear your vibration on the call. Islam. Islam, if there are no more check-ins at this time, we'll move along with our schedule. Islam. Islam. At this time, I'd like to ask for a volunteer to read the Shabbat prayer. Islam. Islam.
Islam Sheikahs.
Islam, Deputy Chief.
No one else would like to step forward to read? I'll step forward and read it. Islam.
You have the floor, Deputy Chief.
I will leave it open for one of the members or another officer would like to step forward and read, but if not, I'll proceed.
Okay.
Islam. Pardon yourself. Islam. Brother Jermaine Fowler, you want to step forward?
Islam. Islam. Thank you, Deputy Chief.
Islam, you have the floor, my brother.
And thank you for always stepping forward, keeping the meeting going. Islam, thank you, brother. This is your good brother, Jermaine Michael Fowler, Hill, calling out of the New Jersey Republic. First and foremost, giving all perfect praise to the Mother, Father, God of the universe, which we know as Allah, giving honors to many prophets that walk this earth for those who carry the love to the four corners of the earth, and naming those in this order: Emmanuel ben Yashua, Muhammed, Buddha, Confucius, and the last prophet in these days and times, our illustrious Hebrew prophet, noble, true Ali. Giving honors to our national Grand Sheikh, Joel Bratton Bey. Giving honors to our grand body. Giving honors to our sheiks, to our sheikesses, to our deputy sheiks, to our deputy sheiks, to our muftis, to our children, to our guests, our members, known and unknown. I greet you all with Islam. I'll be reading the bringing in during the Shabbat Sabbath. Bismillah, in the name of Allah. Shabbat Shalom, Shabbat Shalom, Shabbat Shalom. O Most High, thou, the creators of all there is, thou, the all of life, the omnipotent, the all providing, the all of love, we come to thee this Sabbath Eve, grateful for your imbuing us with the radiant substance of health these 7 days past, endowing us with vibrant presence in all areas of our living. We thank thee for the blessings of the divine substance of wealth flowing into our lives these 7 days past, filling our lives with abundance and greatness. We thank you for all these blessings, and we bless thy name and worship thee and thee alone. We bless the creation past and pray thy, though we'll find our deeds, heart and soul, our work and our services to thee, approving in thy sight. By your grace, we love thee, we love thee, we love thee, O Most High. We bless the creation yet manifesting, thanking thee for the breath of life and the radiant substance of health, permeating our beings, endowing us with vibrant presence in all areas of our lives, ever praying that our deeds, our work, our services to thee in this creation will be found approving in thy sight. Inshallah, we thank thee for the flow of the divine substance of wealth, this creation, filling our lives with abundance and greatness. We thank you. Truly, without thee, the all-providing, we are lost. And with thee, the omnipotent, we are the victory, heart and self again, is very ours. We thank you for your indwelling spirit, speaking and directing us to our best and highest good. May we ever hear your voice, heed your word, manifest your will. May our hearts ever know thy presence, our minds ever flow with thy thoughts, our eyes see thy divinity, our mouth speak thy words, our hand accomplish thy work, our feet walk thy path. We thank you for the wisdom to know thy will, the fortitude to manifest thy will, the perseverance to persist in thy way until thy will be done. We love and thank you, Divine One. We love and thank you for ever opportunity to serve thee to accomplish thy will. Thy will be done. May thy indwelling spirit guide and protect us, this creation, as we build and manifest thy divine estate and in the living now, giving thanks and praising to thee and thee alone. We love thee, we love thee, we love thee, O Most High. Amen, Asha, Amumra, Shalak, Shabbat Shalom, Shabbat Shalom, Shabbat Shalom. And that completes the dua prayer. Islam.
Islam. Thank you, Brother Il, for that beautiful read of the Shabbat prayer, Unity Shabbat prayer. Islam. At this time, we'll do another quick check-in. Anyone else is on the call who would like to check in? Floor is open.
Islam, Sheikah.
Islam. You have the floor. Deputy Sheikah.
Oh, you.
Oh, that was me. Is this Deputy Sheikah?
Islam, this is Sister Wait Bay.
Okay. So
all is well.
You have
yes,
the floor.
All is well with you?
All is well, sister. All is well with you?
All is well. Gratitude for asking. I just wanted to check in and say this is Sister Rachel Wait Bay calling from the South Carolina Republic, checking in and saying happy holy night to all of the Muslims around and across the world and on this call tonight. Shabbat Shalom, Shabbat Shalom, Shabbat Shalom, Islam, and peace.
Islam. Good to hear your vibration on the call, Sister Waitberg. Good to have you on the call. Islam. Floor is open. Check in. Islam. Islam.
Islam Sheikah.
Yes, Deputy Sheikh.
We now have 26 participants on the call. Islam.
Okay. Anyone else on the call would like to check in at this time? We're going to proceed with the Islam. Someone checking. Someone checking in. I can't hear you, Sheikh. I believe this is Sheikh Makar Mashur Il.
Islam. How are you doing, beloved?
Islam, beloved. All is well?
Truly well, give thanks to Allah. All is well with you?
All is well.
Shabbat Shalom. This is your brother, Mikhail Mashirio, and from the New York Republic. Saying Shabbat Shalom, happy Holy Creation Day to all Muslims on the call and all the Muslims all over the world. Islam, peace, and badada.
Islam. Good to hear your vibration, Sheikh Monsieur Il. Any other check-ins at this time? Okay, at this time we will be reading our chapter from the Holy Quran, Moorish Science Temple, Circle 7, Chapter 45. And Chapter 45, the Divine Instructions from the Holy Prophet. The divine origin of the Asiatic nation. And before I read the chapter, I will read the corrections for the chapter. It's just one. Verse 3 is strike OT and replace with OS. Islam. Chapter 45, the divine origin. Islam.
Forgive me. Would you repeat the correction, please? There's a lot of background noise going on. Thank you.
Yes. Verse 3, strike the OT and replace with OF. That's the only correction. Islam?
In chapter 45, sister?
Yes. Is it Sheikah's? Sheikah's Coriel?
This is Sister Carol Jones Bay. You said strike.
Sister Carol Jones? Okay.
Hey,
well, my chapter says just the OT and replace the OF. That's the information that I have.
The
If
verse
there's another-
3, the Egyptians who were the Hamites and of a direct descendant of Mizraim.
Chapter 45, sister. The divine origin of the Asiatic nation.
Verse 3.
Verse 3, yes.
I'll yield, sister. I don't have that. Thank you.
Okay. Chapter 1. The fallen sons and daughters of the Asiatic nations of North America need to learn to love instead of hate and to know of their higher self and lower self. This is the uniting of the Holy Koran of Mecca for teaching and instructing all Moorish Americans.
Islam, Sheikh is.
Islam.
I think Brother Isaiah Orton, Sheikh Isaiah Orton Bey was coming to the floor. Islam.
Okay, that's fine. Sheikh, you have the floor.
Islam. Yes, I apologize. I tried to catch you before your reading. On that correction, Sheikh, is in verse 3. Let's just identify what in verse 3. What should be striked out again? Can we just direct all of our listeners?
Yes.
To the word.
With my printout, I have just verse 3. Strike OT and replace with OF. That's the only correction my copy has.
Of?
Chapter 45, the divine origin of the Asiatic nation. Let me see. What's in my Quran? I know my Quran is correct because it's new. It's updated. Egyptian here, and of a direct descendant, I believe, or either the seed of Hagar, or both. Well, no, they're both correct, because my Quran is new, so I believe it's correct. But as far as the printout that I was given, it's just verse 3, strike OT and replace OF. If there are any other corrections, you can let us know. Sheikh Orton Day, Islam, and you have the floor.
Islam, this is Sister Carol Jones Day. Do you have on your printout in verse 4 the Hindus?
I do not.
O-O-S?
The Hindus in chapter 4.
Yes, I have a typo in that the Hindus is spelled Hindous. That should be Hindus.
You are correct. But yes, you are correct. But that's not on my printout. But I appreciate you giving us that correction.
Thank you.
Thank you. T. Gordonberry. Did you want to read the chapter, or did you have another correction, T. Gordonberry? It's on. Can I be heard? Deputy Chief, Mainstream Grade Bay 44.
Islam, you can be heard.
Okay, was Sheikh Orton Dave going to read the chapter, or was he giving a correction?
I think the Sheikh has technical difficulty with the phone because I don't see him on the board.
He's
coming back on the board now. Islam Sheikh.
Islam Sheikh. Islam Sheikh, were you just checking in, or do you want to volunteer to read the chapter?
Islam. Yes, I apologize. My phone, something happened with my phone. I was basically, what I was coming in and doing, Sheikh, is I was just providing more clarity in reference to the correction that was stated. I was saying in some of the Holy Qurans, in verse 3 more, it reads the Egyptians who were the Hamites and of a direct descendant. Some Holy Qurans have...
Which verse was that, Chief?
Are you talking about verse 3 for the corrections, correct?
Yes, yes.
Yes. All right. Some of the Holy Qurans, they have OT. So basically, Morris, what we're informing everyone, if you have a Holy Quran and your Holy Quran reads OT, a direct descendant of Mesrim, we want to strike that T and change it into a F. Some Holy Qurans have a grammatical error there, so we are in the process of updating our Circle Sevens that we distribute out to our membership. So we are in the process of correcting them. They are in the new ones, but if you do have an older Quran, it may have that T there. So that's all she was informing Morris in reference to the correction in this chapter within verse 3. So if your Holy Quran has that T there, just strike that T and add the F. Islam? That's what I was bringing to the floor, Sheikah.
Islam Sheikh, a sister brought to my attention chapter 4, the word Hindus is misspelled in the older books too. It's spelled Hindoss. Sister, could you come back to the floor and give that correction, Islam?
That's fine. Sister Carol, in verse 4 of chapter 45, the Hindus of India, correct spelling should be Hindus.
That is correct.
Thank you.
Correct. Thank you, sister. Okay. At this time, I will be reading chapter 45, the divine origin of the Asiatic nations. Verse 1. The fallen sons and daughters of the Asiatic nation of North America need to learn to love instead of hate, and to know of their higher self and lower self. This is the uniting of the Holy Koran of Mecca for teaching and instructing all Moorish Americans, etc. 2. The key of civilization was and is in the hands of the Asiatic nations, the Moorish, who were the ancient Moabites and the founders of the holy city of Mecca. Verse 3. The Egyptians, who were the Hamites and of a direct descendant of Mizraim, the Arabians, the seed of Hagar, Japanese, and Chinese. Verse 4. The Hindus of India, the descendants of the ancient Canaanites, Hittites, and Moabites from the land of Canaan. 5. The Asiatic nations and countries of North, South, and Central America. The Moorish Americans and Mexicans in North America, Brazilians, Argentinians, and Chileans in South America. 6. Colombians, Nicaraguans, and the natives of Salvador in Central America, etc. All of these are Muslims. 7. The Turks are the true descendants of Hagar, who are the chief protectors of the Islamic creed of Mecca, beginning from Muhammad the first, the founder of the uniting of Islam, by the command of the great universal God, Allah. Islam. So the reading of chapter 45. Time I will read the commentary for chapter 45. At this time I will be reading the commentary for chapter 45. Chapter 45 to 48 is our Moorish genealogy, our story. Chapters 45 through 48 comprise what we call the Moorish genealogy, our story, segment of our Circle 7 and the Noble Prophet's instructions and lessons covering the realms of national and international knowledge, including the origins and genealogy of the various Asiatic families found around the globe, Christianity's beginning and purpose, the birthright and the divine creed of the Moors, and the last warnings, Note that these chapters are the only ones of our Circle 7 written by Prophet Noble Drew Ali himself. Hence, they are significant beyond words and should be, must be studied repeatedly to receive maximum benefit and comprehension for maximum success in our lesson applications. The vocabulary for Chapter 45 is Moorish, Moabites, Mecca, Egyptians, Hamites, Mazarine, Arabians, Hagar, Japanese, Chinese, Canaanites, Hittites, and Turks. Our chapter begins with a declaration of the necessity of learning to love ourselves as a people by our individuality, knowing our true selves. Then we read, this is the uniting of the Holy Koran of Mecca for teaching and instructing all Moorish Americans, etc. This text, our Circle 7, is the book designed to bring us to our true self by our inculcating the instructions and living the lessons of Circle 7. We bring ourselves to the point of mind in which we are able to partake of and live according to the divine laws of the Holy Koran of Mecca, consciously and actively developing our higher self, EI, i.e., consciously and actively subduing the lower, prepares us to better comprehend and actualize Sharia. This emphasizes the lessons of our Circle 7, particularly our Circle 7 is the instrument by which we restore ourselves to our divinity, our humanity. The ETC indicates that these teachings are for all who have fallen. The 5 verses 2 to 6 briefly delineate people by modern names and connect them to their ancient family names and nationalities. EI, the ITS, the ITS. Now a second declaration, i.e., the key was and is in the hand of the Asiatic nation. The mandate to manifest our vicegerency is our assigned task. True civilization will not exist until we enforce our authority. Next starts the delineation with Moorish to Moabites, telling us of our part in founding Mecca. Next are cited Egyptians to the Hamites to Mazarine. The Hindus are next called and linked to the ancient Canaanites, Hittites, and Moabites. Now, the Moorish nationalities of West Mexican are cited per currently used national names. This ties to verse 7, chapter 47, sharing them in the fullness of the national names. These are Moorish Americans, Moorish Mexicans, Moorish Brazilians, Moorish Argentinians, Moorish Chileans, Moorish Colombians, Moorish Nicaraguans, Moorish Salvadorians. Verse 6 declares all the Asiatic people of the cited nations to be Muslims. All reference your nationality and identification card and birthrights for all Moorish Americans, etc. The Moors cited above are the etc. Leaving the West and traveling east, our messenger and teacher tells us of the Turks being the chief protectors of the Islamic creed of Mecca. The Islamic creed, as we know it, begins with Yashua, PBUH, and is extant unto the present. Discuss. What does the phrase, this is the uniting of the Holy Quran of Mecca mean to you? Draw correlations between it, your nationality and identification card, and our authority. What is the etymology of the word Egypt? Who is Mediterranean and how is he related to the Arabians? Why are the Egyptians and Chinese cited? Herein cited. Why does the noble prophet identify the Turks as the chief protectors of the Islamic creed of Mecca? Islam, that ends the commentary for chapter 45, chapter 45. And at this time, I will open up the floor for all demonstrations, commentary, and exercise your five senses. Islam, the floor is open.
Islam.
My brother.
Islam. I would like to exercise my 5 on the chapter. Islam.
Islam, you have the floor.
Islam, thank you much, Sheikah. Islam, this is Brother Gorel calling from the Massachusetts Commonwealth. But first, I would like to rise to my highest heights and give all perfect praise to our Mother, Father, God of the universe, known as Allah. I give honors to all ancestors, known and unknown, recognizing all true and divine prophets, Jesus, Muhammad, Buddha, Confucius, and the last prophet of these days and times, illustrious Hebrew prophet, Noble Drew Ali in his first, second, and third form. Extending honors to our National Grand Sheikh, Joel Bratton Bey, all national officials, all sheikhs, sheikesses, deputy sheikhs, deputy sheikesses, members and visitors on the call, I greet you all with Islam. Exercising my 5 on chapter 45, the divine origin of the Asiatic nations, I like to bring our attention to paragraph 1, and it reads thus. The fallen sons and daughters of the Asiatic nations, of the Asiatic nation of North America need to learn to love instead of hate, and to know of their higher self and lower self. This is the uniting of the Holy Koran of Mecca for teaching and instructing all Moorish Americans, etc. In this paragraph, what I bring attention to is the Asiatic nations of North America need to learn to love instead of hate. Why do we need to learn to love? Love is inside of all of us. So that's a question that I ask myself. Why do I need to learn to love instead of hate? Was hate put inside of us? Was hate manifested inside of us that we're now to the point that we need to learn to love? But once we learn or relearn to love instead of hate, we then get into the process of knowing who we truly are and why we're here. And then we get to know of our higher self and lower self. We're meant to stay in our higher self. And once we start to love, we will manifest and stay in our higher self and rebuke and turn away from the lower self that's inside of us as well, once we're able to know the difference. And I'll put a period behind my demonstration and return the call back to the moderator. Islam and peace.
Islam, thank you for your beautiful demonstration. Exercising your 5 senses, Brother Gorel. Islam, the floor is open. Islam, family, the floor is open. Demonstrations and commentaries. Exercise your 5 senses. The floor is open. Islam. Floor is still open. Exercise your five senses. Demonstration. Islam.
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 Islam. Brother Edwin Georgia, calling out of Quebec Republic, rising to my highest heights, giving all honors and perfect praise to our Mother, Father, God, Allah, the Father of the universe. I give honors to all the divine prophets, beginning with Jesus, Muhammed, Buddha, Confucius, and in these last days and time, our illustrious and honorable Hebrew prophet, Noble Jew Ali, in his first, second, and third form. I give honors to all our ancestors, known and unknown. I give honors to our National Grand Sheikh, Joel Bratton Bey. I give honors to Marcus Messiah Garvey, the forerunner of the Prophet. I give honors to all Sheikh and Sheikesses, deputy Sheikhs and deputy Sheikesses. I give honors to all members who are on call tonight, and to all those who could not be here tonight. I give honors to all our people all over the earth. I say Islam to everyone, and peace and love. I would like to exercise my 5 on this chapter, chapter 45. The divine origin of the Asiatic nations. The fallen sons and daughters of the Asiatic nation of North America need to learn to love instead of hate. Well, why would the prophet tell us that we need to learn to love instead of hate? Because we are full of hate. And we are so full of hate that it becomes like normal to us. This is the reason why the prophet is telling us we must learn to love instead of hate. And to know of the higher self and lower self. We all know that there are two selves, the higher self and the lower self. And every day we fall, most of the time we fall to our lower self by, using languages and stuff that we're not supposed to be using, by doing things that we're not supposed to be doing. So we need to pull ourselves up. This is the uniting of the Holy Koran of Mecca for teaching and instructing all Moorish Americans, etc. The key of civilization was and is in the hands of the Asiatic nations, the Moorish, who were the ancient Moabites, who we were in the past, we are today, without any doubt or contradiction. And the founders of the holy city of Mecca. Okay, I move on to key 3. The Egyptians, who were the Hamites, and of the direct descendants of Mizraim, the Arabians, the seed of Hagar, Japanese and Chinese, the Hindus of India, the descendants of the ancient Canaanites, Hittites, and Moabites from the land of Canaan. All these people that we are reading about in this chapter are the fallen people. You see, we fell. Where did we fall from? We fell from the constitutional fall of government. We begin to we put these people in our seat. We bring them into our house, put them in our seat. Now they are running our government. They put us into slavery. all these things happen. This is why we need to learn to love one another, because love is the only savior of this world. That's why the prophet is teaching us that we must learn to love. Love. The Hindus of India, the descendants of the ancient Canaanites, Hittites, and Moabites from the land of Canaan, the Asiatic nations and countries in North, South, and Central America, the Moorish Americans and Mexicans in North America, Brazilians, Argentinians, and Chileans in South America, Colombians, Nicaraguans, and the native of San Salvador in Central America, etc. All of these are Muslims. As I said before, who we were in ancient times, we are today, without any doubt or contradiction. Our national Grand Sheikh preached this all the time to us. The Turks are the true descendants of Hagar, who are the chief protector of the Islamic creed of Mecca, beginning from Muhammed, the first, the founder of the uniting of Islam, by the command of the great universal God Allah. People, brothers and sisters, we need to repent of our sins, get back on track with our Father, get to know our God, and why we are here. And while we are here, we must learn to love one another. Islam and peace to all. Thank you for having me, Sheikh. Islam.
Islam, Brother Giorgio. And thank you for your commentaries and your 5 senses on the chapter 45. Islam, the floor is still open. Islam family, the floor is still open. Exercise the 5 senses. Islam.
Islam.
Islam, brother.
Islam. Islam family, this is your brother Jermaine Michael Fowler Ill calling out of New Jersey Republic. Rising to my highest heights, giving all perfect praise to the Mother, Father, God we know as Allah. Greeting you all with Islam. Islam. Islam is great opportunity. Come on the floor and demonstrate. Giving all perfect praise to Allah for allowing me to be over here in this paradigm, learning about myself, learning about how we as Asiatics fell, and we are the fallen sons and daughters of the Asiatic nation. And just to break down that word, Asiatic nation, before we get into detail, let's go into that word Asia, right? And Asia is one of the first continents that was around. It was Asia and Libya, right? So these two were around, and then we had Eurasia, and then Minor and Major Asia, and everything else developed. But right here, it is basically identifying who we are geographically, right? And it's telling us that we, at one point, was up under one landmine before any kind of water came and separated us, and before man could separate us, right? So we have to get to the point of knowing that at one point we were nations among Asia, right? So nations is plural, so it can be many of them, right? Of the North America need to learn to love instead of hate. All right, so how do we love ourselves? Loving ourselves is our first principle, right? We have 5 principles: love, truth, peace, freedom, and justice. We were taught love once we were born onto this earth. And first principle of love is when our mother looked into our eyes. That was the first sign of love. And when we reflected back, that's love right there. And the truth is who we are, right? So we're already ahead of certain things and certain challenges that are out here. And as our brothers have said before, me and their demonstration, that we need to stay, in a sense, at our higher selves. When we get up in the rising, we need to stay at our higher self. We need to use better choice of words. We need to describe things much more clear. We need to have patience with one another. We need to be able to address certain things on important issues instead of looking around at distractions. We need to alleviate it. We need to be the best doers instead of the best talkers. And that's all love. That's all love. And that's what we need to do. What we're doing right now is having love. But here it is. These people have programmed us. They knew that we were practicing Islam. We were practicing peace before they came over here. Before we invited them into our house, we were practicing peace. And with that peace, we had love. And yeah, can I say that we got caught slipping during the time that we allowed certain people to get off that Mayflower? Let me explain something to you, Moors, that during the time we showed so much love to these Europeans when we invited them in. And when they came over here off the Mayflower, I don't know the date and time, but half of those Europeans couldn't get off the boat because us Moors, we were on these shores practicing Islamism. So we basically was showing love to them. We went onto the boat and cured their scarcity and all type of diseases that they were coming over here. Because you got to remember, during that time, Europeans, the pale skinned Europeans, were escaping phantom and all type of diseases that was going on over in Europe. King George had his foot on their throats. So they came over here seeking freedom. That's why they got that Declaration of Independence. But at the same time, we cured them with pine needles and made sure that they were able to be cured. And with that, that's love, you know. And we have to get back to that. We have to get back to loving one another. We have to get back to demonstrating in front of some of these Argentinians and some of these Chileans. Prime example today, I went into a bank just to get a printout. And the young lady asked me for my ID. I swiped and I gave her my PIN number. And I said, that's a form of ID. The card is a form of ID. I'm in possession of it. And then I gave you my PIN. So that's 2 forms of ID. She said, oh, no, I need your identification. So I was like, okay, no problem. So I'm looking through my wallet. Only thing I have on me in there is my nationality card. So I pull that out and I give it to her. And I asked her to read it. And she started refusing to read it. And this was a young lady, she seemed like she was under probably Venezuelan descent or Colombian descent. But she refused to read it. And I told her, I said, I think you need to read that. Because that's the only identification I have on me at this time. And she said, I can't read this. I can't accept this. We're a private institution. I said, well, I'm a private citizen.
you know. And then our good brother Sheikh Isaiah Orton Bey put us on to the Department of Justice Archives, number 1508, Title 18, U.S.C. 1028, where it identifies that in the absence of a nationality card, well, I didn't have no other form of ID, such as a birth certificate, driver's license, or personal identification card. But I did have my national ID identification card. And then she wouldn't accept it. So guess what? I asked for a manager, and I sat down with the manager. And the manager was Dominican. And the manager knew. And she said, well, if you want to take this up, you're going to have to speak with Jamie Dimon. I don't know if y'all know who Jamie Dimon is, but that's the president of the bank and the institution that I use. So here it is. They know. But only thing we have to do is show them. Because they already recognize it's on when you look at any type of these people flags, our signs and everything is on their sergeant of arms. Islam, Moors, when y'all see Argentina play, those are Muslims out there playing. I just want y'all to think about that. And with that, I say love and light, and I love you all. Islam, peace.
Islam, Brother Power. Thank you for that beautiful demonstration. Islam. Floor is still open. Anyone else would like to demonstrate? Use the 5 senses. Floor is open.
This is Warren. Oh, go ahead, brother. Peace. I'm sorry I'm not familiar with the protocol yet. This is just my second call. But I would like to comment on the divine origin of the Asiatic nation, verse 1.
Yeah, the floor, brother. Go ahead.
Thank you. The fallen son and daughters of the Asiatic nation.
Islam.
First of all,
Islam. Islam, brother. Islam, brother. Could you state your name and where you're calling from? Islam.
This is Brother Warren Smith out of the Republic of Texas, San Antonio. I'm not official. I'm just a listener, and I did have a comment I'd like to make. Is that okay?
Yes, brother. You can make your comment. You have the floor.
Okay. It says the fallen sons and daughters, and I keep reading that over and over, and it already speaks to me and says that we're speaking from a place of hate. I mean, I don't want to say we're hate mongers or anything like that, but it says that we have to get better with loving and speaking better to ourselves and our families and our people. So the fallen sons and daughters of the Asiatic nation of North America need to learn to love instead of hate. And I think one of the brothers made a comment a few minutes ago about how we greeted the Mayflower with open arms, and we accepted them into our homes with love, and they betrayed that love and caused most of us to not be as willing to love as we once were. It caused and I think they really put so much dissension in our characters by showing us by opposing us, by making us against each other, and not allowing us to keep the love that we once had in our midst. And they showed us that the deception by deceiving us and leading us astray with each other. And when I say that, I mean, we no longer trusted our neighbor. We no longer trusted our brother. We no longer trusted our families. We look for the smallest things, and the brothers and sisters of this day and time, I find in conversations, it seems they always look for that way to not show love, but to show marginal love, if there's such a term. And then when I say marginal love, is they don't want to be so open to say that, brother, I love you, because they don't want to receive any negative feedback for being emotional. And I think that's one of the biggest issues we struggle with as men, black men, or we're not black, but as more men in the North Americas, is that we have to find the medium of being strong and not being too strong, and yet showing that we can we can compromise, and we can love, and we can not be as as regimented as we feel sometimes we have to be in order to keep our respect. And that's been the biggest fight I've watched over the last 30, 40 years, coming through the military and other corporate jobs here in Texas. It's been a struggle to show your emotions or to let your guards down, and show that you still have the love that we once had in our culture. But I think when it says the fallen sons and daughters, it's speaking from a point where we've lost it. We have to find it, because we fell off of that trail, that route, where we can show our affection and our love and how we feel about each other. Because a lot of people make it seems as though that's a weakness if you're really showing that you have that type of character. So I'm just speaking from my five senses, and I'm learning by listening. And I just wanted to come in and say those thoughts that were going through my head at the time we were discussing this chapter. So thank you for having me.
Thank you, brother. Brother, state your name again so I can address you correctly.
This is Warren Smith out of the Republic of Texas, San Antonio.
Thank you, Brother Warren Smith, for that beautiful comment and for exercising your five senses. Islam, the floor is still open. Islam, you can be heard too.
This is Shanika Sanders Laughlin Bay from Texas Republic. I will rise into my highest heights, giving all perfect praises to Allah and all the Moors on the call, our ancestors, divine prophets, especially Honorable Prophet Noble Drew Ali in all of his forms. Shooting love all out to you all. I just want to say that I am buzzing with love right now from this conversation. To hear my brothers come on the line and talk about love, talk about what they're experiencing, I'm just so thankful to be here. So I just wanted to share that. Thank you for all your commentary. First, looking at verse 1, needing to learn to love instead of hate, know their higher self and their lower self. Well, I want to read this poem. It's really, really short, but I think it'll help me wrap my comment up here. So it's by Parker Palmer, and it says, community cannot take root in a divided life. Long before community assumes external shape and form, it must be present as a seed in the undivided self. Only as we are in communion with ourselves can we find community with others. I think that poem, I feel that poem really speaks to the first verse. We need to learn instead of hate, semicolon, and to know their higher selves and their lower self. More, we have to love both our higher self and our lower self. If there is two, then we have to know it. We have to know those two parts and love those two parts, even when it's distasteful. Because if you divide yourself, if you shame one part of yourself, it will forever be hidden from you. And so to acknowledge it is to love it, is to love yourself. And I truly believe that, even as I traverse through my journey of redefining what love is through my relationship, even in this aspect of my life of becoming a Moor, being a Moor, in my aspect of being a mother, or in my aspect of any aspect of life, it's loving all of me through the love of Allah. It's a light. It's a light, and you have to give your darkness to the light. It takes work to first love yourself. When he goes into the chapter and he's talking about the Egyptians and the Hindus and blah blah blah, it rings so loudly inside of me, because I've traveled for a long time. I'm in the military. I've traveled a lot, and I've seen a lot of people, and it never fails. Every time I do see a melanated person, there's something about it that just feels like home to me. I feel like I've heard it here a few times, where you look at your brother or sister and you see yourself. I truly feel like that, and I feel like these verses definitely tell that story of connecting, that we're all connected. And then on a lighter note, I've been traveling to Germany, and I have a lot of Turkish friends, and it's reading that the Turks are the true descendants of Hagar, who are the chief protectors of the Islamic creed of Mecca. It makes me kind of laugh, because a lot of Turkish people that I've met, or men, they're very lively people, and definitely maybe a little bit more on the aggressive side. So it's really funny to read this, and I think about it every time, that they were our ancient protectors of the Islamic creed. But that's all I have to say, and I put a period behind my statement. Thank you for the floor.
Islam, sister, and state your name again, please, so I can address you correctly.
Shanika Sanders Laughlin Bay.
Thank you, Sister Laughlin Bay, for that beautiful commentary and exercising your five senses, and thank you for sharing that beautiful poem with us. Islam.
Islam.
Islam, the floor is still open.
Islam.
Islam.
I yield.
Islam, Sheikh, is all is well?
Islam, all is well. Sheikh.
Islam. Islam family, this is Brother J.M.R. Lee Bay calling in from the Baltimore Republic. I'm just wishing all the family on the call and off the call a happy holy day, happy holy night, and beautiful demonstrations on the floor from the brothers and sisters. Shalom alaikum, peace.
Islam, brother. Thank you for your vibrations on the call. Islam. The floor is still open.
Islam. I yield again.
Islam, Sheikh Gordon Bay, I'll bring you on after, sister. Islam, sister, you have the floor.
Islam, Sheikh. Thank you for yielding. This is Sheikh Alyssa Thomas Bay. I'm just checking in the Thomas Bay family, wishing everyone a happy holy night. Peace and love. You have the floor, Sheikh. Islam.
Islam. Islam. Thank you for checking in, Sheikah Alyssa Thomas Day. And Sheik Gordon Day, you have the floor.
Islam. Thank you, Sheikah. All right. Islam, Moors. First and foremost, I'd like to rise to my highest heights, giving all perfect praise to our Mother, Father, God of the universe, whom we Moors refer to as Allah, giving our honors to our ancestors, known and unknown, naming, recognizing all true and divine prophets, Jesus, Muhammed, Buddha, Confucius, our last prophet in these last days and times, our illustrious Hebrew prophet, the Honorable Prophet Noble Jew Allah, first, second, and third form. Remain standing and extending those honors to all of our national officials at headquarters in Baltimore, Maryland, under the guidance and direction of our National Grand Sheikh, Joe Bratton Bay. All of our sheikhs, sheikesses, deputy sheikesses, our citizens, members, family, friends, associates, I greet you all in the universal greeting of Islam, Islam, Islam. Islam, Deputy Sheikh, Mainstream Great Bay 44. I believe it's an open line. Islam, Islam. Appreciate you, beloved. All right, Islam, Moors, beautiful chapter in the divine origin of the Asiatic nation. Islam, Moors, could you please mute your line? You have background noise. Islam. The divine origin of the divine origins of it. Islam.
Is it still open, Sheik?
It sounds like it.
Deputy Sheik, Mainstream Great Bay 44. Could you identify the person that has their line open and ask them to please mute their line? Thank you. And Deputy Sheik, you have the floor.
All right, Islam. Thank you. The divine origin of the Asiatic nation. All right, Morris, let's go on this journey. Well, we know the chapters prior to chapter 45, we see the attributes that contribute to our fall. So just going to the previous chapter, misery. Prophet Noble Jew Ali is bringing us out of that misery with the divine origin of the Asiatic nations. What's so key about this? Well, first and foremost, Morris, we have to understand that our knowledge base, everything what we thought we knew about our origin or who we were as a people, came from the oppressor. So Prophet Noble Jew Ali bringing us out of that misery. Said, come, the hollow was, come all ye Asiatics of America and hear the truth about your nationality, birthrights, and divine creeds, because you are not Negroes. Every degree, Moors, because when we talk about origin, and not just know any type of origin, we said the divine origin. We know divine as those things ascribed to by God. So when we go to the Old Testament, what is our religion? Islamism. Is that a new or is that the old time religion? Old time. So we're going back to those olden times, Moors, to connect back to that divine origin that we've been disconnected from. How have we been disconnected? Let's see. Just going ahead, but chapter 47, Egypt, the capital empire of the Dominion of Africa. Verse 17. Well, I'll start at 16. Through sin and disobedience, every nation has suffered slavery due to the fact that they honored not the creed and principles of their forefathers. That is why the nationality of the Moors was taken away from them in 1774, and the word Negro, black, and colored was given to them, the Asiatics of America, who were of Moorish descent, because they honored not the principles of their mother and father and strayed after the gods of Europe, of whom they knew nothing. So this is monumental and key because, again, Moors, the matrix, the European psychology, will have us fallen sons and daughters of North America who needs to learn how to love instead of hate. Will have us thinking that our history start with some European oppressors packing us up in some type of ship and shipping us across the water. But Prophet Noble Drew Ali bringing us to our divine origin. When we go back to that Old Testament, you see the Kenites, you see the Hittites, you see the Amorites, the Ammonites, the Moabites, the Israelites. So now, Prophet Noble Drew Ali, what did he bring to the fallen sons and daughters of North America? Two components, Moors of law, that had us blacked out: nationality and birthright. So when we go into the lawful definition of nationality, and I like to draw up on that first part because it's very key as to, especially what our good brother came. I think the brother name was Brother Warren. He laid down some beautiful information as to, again, the European psychology and how it has a conditioned society to view our divine principles as to something of weakness, when we know weakness is an attribute of the lower self. Prophet Noble Drew Ali teaches us how many selves are there? Two. Name them: higher self, lower self. What is the higher self? The higher self is the mother of virtues and the harmonies of life, and breeds justice, mercy, love, and right. That's wisdom and understanding. So when we tap into that nationality, and it states that quality or character, key, Moors, because this is going to tap into what we have to do to save ourselves from this mental slavery. So let's go to character. The aggregate of the moral qualities which belong to and distinguish an individual person, the general result of the one's distinguishing attributes, that moral predisposition or habit or aggregate of ethical qualities, which is believed to attach to a person on the strength of the common opinion and report concerning him, a person's fixed disposition or tendency as evidence to others by his habits of life, through the manifestation of which his general reputation for the possession of a character, good or otherwise, is obtained. I'm going to stop right there because it goes deeper. But in reference to, like I said, our good brother Warren was speaking, this society will have us thinking, to tell your brother, hey, brother, man, I love you, family. That shows some type of weakness. But if we look at our master teachers, they're very calm. They smile, they laugh. They're not trying to be hardcore. They don't get into arguments. So Prophet Noble Drew Ali, being our prophet, bringing us these divine attributes, this alchemy, so we can do what, Morris? Transform. What are we transforming? Our mental space. Because we have to learn. We've been conditioned to hate. But the prophet said we have to learn how to love. So that's a process within itself. You got to learn what to love, how to love, when to love, how to love, why to love. You got tough love. But utilizing these principles that Prophet Noble Drew Ali has brought for us, tapping us back into our divine origin, aligns us with that divine attributes. Now, Morris, we can clean up our character. We can be ourselves and don't worry about what others think. I tell a stranger off the street quickly, a brother, hey, brother, you got some change on you? I don't, here you go, good brother. It's not much, but that's the best I can do right now. Oh, man, I appreciate you, fam. I love you, bro. Hey, man, I love you too. You be safe out here, man. Take care of yourself. Because you never know the energy that you possess that emanates from you and how it can change someone else's life, Morris. We're spiritual beings having a human experience. Our lessons teaches us that everything is bound by cords. So if we just a spark that spoke on that wheel and we emanate that energy, that love, divine energy, that's in ripples. So just imagine us all coming under one aim, one goal, one focus. And we stand true to these principles. The effects that it would make on the universe to create that change or that condition in the mind state. It won't just become trendy, Morris, because it's our lifestyle and we live it. And so through example, we show that it can be done. These things that I can do, you can do. This is what the great master Yashua stated. But we have to get back to that foundation to be able to perfect that man or that mental space, that mind. And it starts with nationality because it's going to bring us back into the principles. The principles will help govern our mental and how we live our lives. It would make us more responsible and accountable for our actions. And again, when you know, you're not going to worry about what the outside world thinks. You're not going to care about what society thinks. Our good brother Mark said in the base said on a few calls in the prophet verbal oral statements, the prophet told them, well, don't worry about, only thing they can do is die. But we have to be the life. We have to be that fountain of youth, that water to feed humanity. And with that, Morris, I put a period behind my statements and yield the floor back to you, Sheikah. Appreciate the opportunity. Islam, Islam, Islam.
Islam. Thank you, Sheikh Burton Bay, for the beautiful demonstration, powerful demonstration. At this time, the floor is still open. Islam. Islam. Is someone chiming in on the call? I can't hear you. Okay.
Islam sister, can you hear me better?
Yes, I can hear you better. Yes.
Islam family, this is Brother El Estro Lover calling of the California Republic. Happy to be here with everyone on the call. Shalom on this holy Friday. Rising to my higher heights, my highest of heights, and I'm giving all perfect praises to the Mother, Father of the universe, who we know as Allah. And I'm thankful for the Prophet's words tonight, chapter 47, the divine origin of the Asiatic nation. And it's been said that the Prophet says that the fallen sons and daughters of the Asiatic race need to learn to love instead of hate. This is my demonstration on that. We know that God is love. Most High is love. 1 John 4:7-8. Whoever does not love has not come to know God, because God is love. We know that love never fails. 1 Corinthians 13:7. 1 Corinthians 13:7. Second here. 1 Corinthians 13:7 reads, "It love bears all things, believes all things, hopes all things, endures all things. Love never fails." How true. And we know that there's a time to love and a time to hate. Ecclesiastes 3:8. Ecclesiastes 3:8. A time to love and a time to hate, a time for war and a time for peace. And I just wanted to bring all these scriptures to the floor because we live in the world of duality. It's day, it's night, it's hot, it's cold, it's love, it's hate. But what I'm getting from the prophet is I have to put this into proper place. I have to love my brothers and sisters. I have to love and I have to hate what's bad. Let me give you some examples. It's true, because once we learn to love one another, our love for each other is going to surpass our differences. Because what I know to be true is these pale-skinned nations of Europe and ourselves, our Moorish ancestors ourselves, they thrive off of divide and conquering us, putting us in these labels so we don't see each other as brothers and sisters. We see each other as what was been said, Brazilians and Mexicans and Argentinians and all these names to separate us from knowing that we are the children of God, and we are all connected, and keeping us from loving each other. And I would say that it's true that love, that God is love, because we know that the Messiah, Yashua, mastered the Spirit of God, being one with the Spirit, which is love. So I just want to say that my love for my mother, and this is true, that love never fails. My love for my mother helped me to heal her, helped me to seek the knowledge first to help heal her through Mother Nature, the herbs, to heal her from her gallstones, to prevent her from being cut on the surgery table. It's my love that did this. And my point is that love never fails. In my high school, in my senior year of high school, I discovered in basketball tryouts, when I got hit in my lower abdomen, that and rushed to the ER, that I had developed a cancerous tumor. At a point in time, after enduring chemotherapy, I didn't know if I was gonna make it. But my grandmother's love for me willed me back to life. When my body was no good and I was really nothing but a thought, the thoughts in my mind, that is, her love for me willed me back to life. And I just want to emphasize the point that love never fails. God is love. And then my last illustration will bring emphasis to there is a time to love and a time to hate. An example, about a few months ago, my love, so far my examples is my family. I love my family, but like the brother Isaiah Orton Bay was saying, once we learn to love, our love will go beyond our family to strangers, because Like the prophet said, we need to learn to love. And we all are the fallen sons and daughters of the Asiatic race. And once that really hit me, now I don't just love my family. I got love for my people, whether they're my family or not. In this example, I was at work standing beside a sister who was also at work. She was doing security. I was just I had just got employed, and I was chatting with her before waiting for the manager to appear to follow up with him. My love for her is what drove me to stand up for her. I didn't know this sister from a can of paint, but I know that she my sister, and I love her. And when this man came to disrespect her, a customer entered into the store and disrespect her in a way that made her speak up to him and say, "Don't disrespect me," which provoked him to now come towards her in a threatening manner. My love for her made me speak up, and and my hatred for unrighteousness drove me to speak up and to defend her. And this man was coming at her, and I had to make a decision. Do I turn my cheek and leave this sister defenseless, or do I help her? So I chose to love and to help her. And how did I do that? I emphasized, I repeated what she said. The sister said, "Don't disrespect her," and that's what it's going to be. Don't disrespect her, because he did disrespect her, but I'm not going to go into details for the sake of time. So now he's coming at me in a threatening manner. Now I have a decision to make. Do I meet him on that same energy, or do I continue to be in my higher self? I chose to continue to be in my higher self. He's coming at me. He's threatening me. He's calling me niggas. He wants a reaction out of me. I see the evil in him. I see the hatred in him. I'm still operating out of love for humanity. I'm explaining to him, take your son and go. I didn't meet him on that level until he physically attacked me with his foot. He kicks me. Now, I have a decision to make. I'm still operating out of love for humanity. I don't want to kill this man, but I need to stop this man from hurting me and from hurting this sister who he initially came for. So long story short, I ended up putting him in the headlock and explaining to him, I'm not a nigga, I'm a man. But everything was done out of love. It was not done thinking, it was not coming from a place of hatred or a chip on my shoulder thinking I'm big, bad wolf. No, it's done out of love. And so the bottom line is, yeah, I was let go. But praise Allah, I went into a family business with my mother. Our business is scaling. God is blessing our business. And he's proven to me that I've done the right thing for standing up for that sister who I did not even know, but I love her, and for restraining that man who I did not know, but out of my love for humanity, just restraining him, not taking it any further. So praise Allah and thank you for the Prophet's words, because we do need to learn how to love. And there is a time for love and there is a time for hate, as long as the hatred is hating things that's unrighteous, hating injustice, hating, like I hated the way he was going, just disrespecting that sister and then going to start up and come for her like she a man. That's what I hated, but my love was greater, and the love is seeing me through. I just want to put it, once we love each other like that, whether we know each other or not, we are unstoppable. And I just want to put a period behind my sentence, say thank you, everyone, and shalom, Islam.
Islam, brother. State your name again, please, so I can get it correctly.
My name is El Estro Lover, California Republic.
Thank you, Brother Lover, for that beautiful demonstration. Good to hear your vibrations on the call. Islam. Islam. I'd like to open the floor for anyone to check in who hasn't checked in, who's been on the call. I probably should have done another check-in much sooner. But the floor is open for check-in.
Islam, sister, and all Moors on the call. This is Sister Antoinette Hall Bay, checking in from Alabama Republic. Just saying happy holy day, happy holy night to all Moors on the call and not on the call. Islam.
Islam, sister, and thank you for checking in. Islam. Islam.
Islam. Brother Edwin Georgia, Quebec Republic, checking in, wishing all the Moors on call a happy holy day, happy holy night. Islam.
Islam. Thank you, Brother Giorgio, for checking in. Anyone else like to check in? Islam. Islam. No one else like to check in? I would like to proceed with our announcement for first I'd like to
Islam, Sheikah.
Islam.
I think somebody's trying to come through. Islam.
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 Islam, you have the floor.
Islam there, Sheikh is Lord Street ill. All is well with you and the family?
All is well, Deputy Sheikh Simpson. All is well with you and your family?
All is truly well. How you feeling today? You feeling better?
I'm feeling better, yes. Thanks for that.
Good to hear. Good to hear. All praise is due to Allah. Islam, it's your good brother, Deputy Sheikh Michael Simpson Jr., Simpson family, checking in. Just want to wish all the Moors on the call happy holy day, happy holy night to all the Moors on the call and to all the Muslims around the world. Shabbat Shalom. Islam?
Islam, Deputy Sheikh Simpson for checking in. Islam, anyone else like to check in? Islam. Okay, I will proceed with our announcements. We have our Sunday school. Well, I'll start with our Holy Night conference call every Friday night at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And our call number for Holy Night is 443-961-4434. If you can't make it to your temple, you're shut in and locked down, join us for our Holy Night, National Holy Night call every Friday, currently 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We close one creation, open the next, every Friday by grace. Again, you can call our public conference line, 443-961-4434. See you, Holy Night. We have our Sunday school call, which is every Sunday at 11 a.m. To receive a welcome and information packet, email sundayschool@moorishamericannationalrepublic.com. Send in adult's name, age, phone, contact for each. Each children's name, age, school grade, class, birth dates for each. Our Sunday school is Sunday School at moorishamericannationalrepublic.com. And we have our town hall call, which is every Sunday at 7:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Our number to, which is a public call, the number to call is 443-961-4434. As we speak to questions on and discuss policy of freedom, proclamations of emancipation, every Sunday at 7:30 p.m. We have our members forum call. If you're a member of the Moorish American National Republic, we have our members forum call every other Tuesday at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Members in good standing and able to bring themselves into good standing, seeking to actualize their freedom. To join the conversation, send an email to our webmaster at webmaster@moorishamericannationalrepublic.com. Include your name as shown on your documentation. The phone number, color copy of your nationality and identification card to webmaster@moorishamericannationalrepublic.com. We have our Sisters Auxiliary call. Our sister members in good standing meet every fourth Thursday at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Topics of interest in rising from the cares of the world, building and placing our feminine energies to the uplift of our nation, community, and world. To join the conversation every fourth Thursday at 8 p.m., email sisterauxiliary13@gmail.com. Repeat. sisterauxiliary13@gmail.com. Include your name as shown on your documentation. Phone number and email, if different from one used, to sisterauxiliary13.com. When the women rise, the nation rises. Then we have Holy Night, our Moorish School of Law and History, of course. We have our Moorish School of Law and History. And to join, you go to the website and to website www.moorishamericannationalrepublic.com. We'll see you in class. If there are any other announcements from any national official, you have the floor.
Islam.
Young Bay, you have the floor.
Islam. Thank you, beloved. Sheikh Islam. I'm Sheikh Lawrence Young Bay, National Treasurer and Divine Minister out of North Carolina Republic. First, I rise to my highest height, giving all perfect praise to Allah and honors to our ancestors. Some we know of, some we don't. To all our true and divine prophets, just to name a few: Jesus, Muhammad, Buddha, and Confucius. And the last prophet in these days and times, our Savior, our Redeemer, our illustrious Hebrew prophet, Noble Jew Allah in the first, the second, and the third form. I extend my honors to the forerunner for Noble Jew Allah, Marcus Mosiah Garvey, and to our National Grand Sheikh Joe Bratton Bay, and to the Grand Body, to the Sheikhs, Sheikesses, Deputy Sheikhs, Deputy Sheikesses, brothers and sisters and parents in our Sunday school, and everyone on the call. I greet you with love and Islam, 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 which means peace, peace, peace. This administrative announcement is to the members. Keeping in line with Act 7 of the Divine Constitution and Bylaws, members must pay their dues and keep in line with all necessities of the Moorish Science Temple of America. Then you are entitled to the name of faithful. When mailing your dues payment, please include your dues card with your payment. Make a copy of your dues card and keep it home for your records. Members should not put information on their dues card. Headquarters will make all entries and initial the dues cards. Payments received will be automatically applied to any past due balances first until your account is current. Officers, sheiks, sheikesses, deputy sheikesses are required to pay $35 a month, and members are required to pay $20 a month. Also, if you change your address, please indicate so with a note when you mail your dues card. This is so we can update and mark your records correctly. This concludes my administrative announcement for the Moorish Science Temple, the Divine and National Movement of North America, Incorporated, number 13, Moorish American National Republic. I turn it back to the hands of the moderator, Sheikah Loganil. Thank you for the time, beloved.
Islam Sheikh Young Day, and thank you for your announcement. If there's any other national official on the call who'd like to make an announcement, you have the floor. Islam?
Islam, Sheikah.
Islam, Sheikh, you have the floor.
Appreciate you, beloved. Islam Moorish, your good brother, Sheikh Isaiah Orton Bay, calling out Wayne County, Michigan Republic. This is an announcement is in reference to our Moorish School of Law and History. We will have orientation for our first course, which is a warning by the Prophet to all nations in 1928. Will take place January the 11th, 2023, according to the Gregorian calendar. The public is invited as well. So our orientation for the warning will take place on our public forum line Wednesday, January the 11th, 2023 at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. If you'd like to tune in to our orientation on call for the class, you can do so by dialing 443-961-4434. And again, orientation will take place at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Again, right here on this telephone line, January the 11th, 2023. Hope to see you all there. Islam, Islam, Islam. Appreciate you, Sheikah. That's the announcement that I had to share with the family tonight. Islam, Islam, Islam.
Islam, Sheikh Orton Day. Thank you for that announcement for the Moorish School of Law and History. At this time, I will be reading the divine warning by the Prophet, Noble Drew Ali. Prophet warns all Muslims, governors, orders to read proclamation at each meeting. I hereby inform all members that they must end all radical, agitating speeches while at work and in their homes or on the streets. We are for peace and not destruction. Stop flashing your cards at Europeans. It causes confusion. Remember, your card is for your salvation. Failure to obey these orders will be of severe consequences. We are for love, truth, peace, freedom, and justice, and when these principles are violated, justice must then take its course. Any member or group of members who hold malicious feelings toward the temple or the prophet, or violate the divine covenant of the Moorish movement, will receive their reward from Allah for their unjust deeds. All true Moors will and must obey the law as laid down to them by their prophet. If they lose confidence in their prophet, they should turn in their card and button, cease wearing their turban and fez, and return to the state where I, the prophet, found you. This is a holy and divine movement founded by the Prophet Noble Drew Ali. And if the prophet is not right, the temple is not right. The prophet, therefore, is sending out the divine plea to all Moorish Americans that they do their part in protecting their prophet and the temple. This is an everlasting movement founded by the prophet through the will of Allah to redeem his people from their sinful ways by order of Prophet Noble Drew Ali, Islam. And at this time, we will have the Holy Covenant, Islam. Islam. You can, everyone, unmute your phone and repeat after me. I will be reading chapter 25, A Holy Covenant of the Asiatic Nation. Verse 1. We are the children of one Father, provided for by his care.
We are the children of one Father, provided for by his care.
And the breast of one mother has given us suck.
And the breast of one mother
has given us
suck.
Let the bonds of affection, therefore, unite us with our brothers and sisters.
Let the bonds of affection, therefore, unite us with our brothers and sisters.
That peace and happiness may dwell in our Father's house.
That peace and happiness may dwell in our Father's house.
And when we separate in the world, remember the relation that binds us to love and unity.
And when we
separate in the world, remember the relation that binds us to love and unity.
And prefer not a stranger before our own blood.
And prefer
not a stranger before our own blood.
If our brother is in adversity, assist him. If our sister is in trouble, forsake her not.
If our brother is in adversity, assist him.
If our sister is in trouble,
forsake her not.
So
shall the fortunes of our Father contribute to the support of his whole race.
So shall the
fortunes of our Father contribute to the support of his whole race.
And his care be continued to us all and our love to each other.
And his care be continued to us all
and our love to each other.
Islam, Islam, Islam. That ends our Holy Night conference call for this creation. And we have Islam to the family, peace and love. I would like for Sheikh Young Bay to stay on the line when the call is closed out and it's no longer recording. I'd like to ask him a question about the dues card. Islam, that ends the Holy Night service call. Islam. Peace and love.
Islam, Moorish American prayer.
Islam, right.
Oh, yes. Thank you. Thank you. At this time, will everyone stand who is able, stand facing the east with our heels together, toes separated at a 45-degree angle, upper arms parallel to the floor, forearms perpendicular, 5 fingers erect and together on our left hand, 2 fingers erect and together on our right hand as we stand in our Moorish American prayer posture for our Moorish American prayer. Allah, the Father of the universe, the Father of love, truth, peace, freedom, and justice. Allah is our protector, our guide, and our salvation by night and by day through his holy prophet, Drew Ali. Ameen. At this time, our holy night call